Hi there, I'm Andrew. You're watching ThatGamerAjax, and welcome to this week's video. Now, getting into character can be a little bit difficult for some players, especially when you're looking at games like Dungeons & Dragons or other tabletop games. So I wanted to just take a little bit of time and mention some of the tips and tricks that I usually use whenever I'm a player at anybody's game, and kind of how I help get myself into character, usually a little bit before the game starts. So let's go ahead and dive right on into it. So tip number one. Practice your character's voice. Now, I know we're not all voice actors, we're not Critical Role, we are just regular people, and usually we have really bad character voices. I know that this is definitely how I am, but I really encourage players, especially new players, to try different character voices out before you start a game for a couple of reasons. One, it does make it a little bit immersive when you are at least putting in that effort and you're, pretending to be somebody else. And I think it helps kind of like cement who your character is. I think it also kind of helps establish their overall identity in the way that they are talking, the tone that they have, etc. Two, I think that it really helps separate the way that you speak and your character speaks. That way your other players can know when you're speaking in character and when you are not. Also, lastly, it can just be more fun and honestly just a little plain silly if you're, kind of speaking in a slightly different voice than your own, as long as you know you're not being stereotypical or harmful in any kind of way. Now, the way that I tend to usually try to get into character voice is by taking a few minutes before a game starts just to answer, a quick question or two. I know that this is something that I've done on my TikTok channel a couple of times, is providing roleplay prompts. That way people can respond in character if they have a game that's going to be coming up in the following week. I'll go ahead and give you a quick example of what I mean by this. So a quick question that you could ask yourself for your character is, how do you like to relax? Now, here are a couple voices that I've used in the past that I really enjoy doing. So first we have Dimitri, who was my Forge cleric dwarf, and well, Dimitri likes to more or less relax by kind of tinkering around and shaping wood with his wood carving instruments whenever he's not, needed on the battlefield. Along with this, you have my storm sorcerer, Vishnari Stormborn, and well, Vishnari is the kind of character that is a sailor. If I can get out into a boat and get away for a little bit, it usually helps me put my mind at ease. And lastly, you have Arthane of the Iron Mane. He's a Leonin paladin and, kind of overall goody two-shoes. But the way that I like to relax is by playing cards with other people. There's a little bit of tactics to it, and it also allows me to kind of appeal to my ego, because sometimes I can be better than others. The second tip that I have for getting into your character's mindset is to write your notes as though your character is the one writing them. Now, I know that this might be a little bit of a no-brainer, all things considered, but I've seen people that just kind of take general notes, and the reason that I like to write mine from my perspective, and I do distinctly use that I, is because I have a unique view on certain situations, and when I'm reviewing those notes, it's going to make it so that way I'm a little bit more invested in what's going on. Also, this really helps keep you personally invested in the story as though you are there in person and you're kind of witnessing all of it. So if you're not taking notes, you really should be. It does help a lot, and I know that your Dungeon Master would appreciate it, but it also kind of helps keep you in that character's mindset when you're taking those notes in the exact moment. And third, make sure that you're trying to separate your character from yourself. Now, first, I just want to say that this does not follow the whole, it's just what my character would do if you're being a jerk and you're being harmful to others on the table and you're ruining their fun. I do not support that by any means. But what I'm trying to say is that really embellish those differences between your character and yourself. With the characters that I mentioned earlier, Vishnari is a little bit more of a coward, so he's going to try to stay back and out of a fight if possible, or he's going to try hitting it with the biggest, baddest spell that he has in order to knock it out as fast as possible. I usually try to make characters that are a little bit different than myself in various ways, but if you're brand new to the game, make somebody that's a little bit more like you. It's going to be easier to get into that mindset, so that way you know how your character is going to think and respond. But just remember that first and foremost, this is a game, this is not reality, and that there should be that, fine separation between yourself and your character. So these are three main tricks that I like to use when I'm getting into character. Hopefully they were helpful to you. If you have any other tips and tricks that you would like to recommend to other new players out there, or just a general refresher, comment below, let me know. And if you like the video, please don't forget to give it that thumbs up. And if you like the content and you want to see more, why not consider subscribing? But that's going to go ahead and wrap up this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Thank you.